Hello astrolifers, how are you? I am doing the video only today, Wednesday, for the weekly updates. I did post on Monday though, telling you that you shouldn't worry because the stars are extremely good. So what has happened is those last few days for me, I've been working a lot with sick people. Actually, even prior the Chinese New Year, I was a lot in hospitals. Why? Because when the stars are good like that, it's really the time to actually help people. I'm just going to give you an example for that. A person that has, for example, a surgery with the same operation between having Venus retrograde or Mercury retrograde or having the good stars for the same surgery, which that example is talking about a knee reconstruction. I had a client who had a surgery with Mercury retrograde. She almost died twice on the table. We actually had to take her out and reschedule the operation. With Venus retrograde, the same operation, another friend, she took about 6 months to recover. And another friend who used to be the nanny of my children, just a few days after, she was shopping with my kids in Robina after having the surgery. So when the stars are good like that, and they started to be excellent for these kind of things, especially the week prior the Chinese New Year, I've been in and out of hospitals non-stop. Few people you've seen, I've posted, I've talked about them, but some others as well that I've got, obviously, that are more private, that I've been helping in the background as well. So yes, I've been doing a lot of things like that behind the scene. I always deal with emergencies, obviously, cases first, and that also explains also why I've been busy, why I did that. That took its toll on me as well. After a while, when you work in hospitals, it is pretty draining. It does take a little bit more energy than usual. So after the Chinese New Year, I also myself was exhausted. My body said, yep, you need a break. So I've got to kind of listen to what I preach. When you've got a sign, you kind of have to listen. So I also needed to rest. So this is why I'm only doing the video here. But I didn't want to miss what's coming up because, oh, hello everyone. I've got a lot of good news to tell you, and it's very important that you actually hear them. So what's happening this week? Well, a lot. This week and next week are actually massive and determinant for the year to come. That's why I really wanted to give you all this information. This week we have all those aspects starting from the 14th. I would say more from the 15th, because that's when we're going to have some really strong aspects with Jupiter and the Sun. During that time, the Moon will be in Cancer as well, which is very important because the north node of the moon has actually started to be there in Cancer this year. So in fact, on the 15th onwards, the 16th, the 17th, all those days are extremely important. They're actually going to give you the tone of what's coming up. And because we have an excellent aspect with Jupiter being there, which is the famous biggest planet, 40 times the size of the moon, the one that determines where you're going to be lucky. Look at the signs, sign some contracts, look what the opportunities you are given. You don't want to be missing them. They're actually going to take you towards 2019, and it is very, very important. Now after that, I'm going to go a little bit further than that week, and we're still in the new moon, by the way. We're still in the new moon of the Chinese New Year, so it's all happening with the peak giving the tone of what you are going to do and what you need to achieve, but also that moon that was obviously the new moon always has an effect for about 10 days. So that brings us to the 15th again. So see, it's a lot of things that are actually completely in sync. 15th, and then we've got those awesome aspects on the 16th and 17th, almost more romantic, almost better than what you're going to get on the 14th. So you can still celebrate Chinese New Year, Valentine on the 14th, and go out and have that date, and it's still going to be extremely romantic, but really technically it's even going to to be more romantic on the 16th during the weekend, 15, 16, 17, all that is going to be even more romantic. So if you want to go away with your partner or have a really good time with your loved ones, do it on that time, because it's just going to be absolutely awesome. Now, that full moon coming up on the 19th for Europe and the 20th in Australia is going to be an awesome one. That's what we call a super moon. So I'm just jumping ahead, I know, for next week, but I just want you to really be ready, just to understand exactly what we are going through now. In fact, it's going to be a full moon that is going to be in Virgo, so a very healing one. So yes, this one, you don't want to miss your crystals, you have to put them out. It's an extremely good full moon. It's going to be one that is going to want to heal or to bring closure to things that you've had in the past. So be ready for things to kind of be healed or finished, or yes, really bringing closure and finishing the problems for you, but in a nice way, because when it's in Virgo, it actually wants to help you out and to heal you, or to get rid of I don't know, maybe a toxic relationship, or have taken the decisions for your life, or has said, okay, this is it, you know, I am done with doing this and that, and this is really me, and this is what I want to do. It's actually helping you to start that year again, the Chinese New Year. So it's really kind of all that, you know, playing for you in the background, making sure that you are ready, that you have finished, you know, dealing with whatever you didn't want, healing your own self. So that full moon is going to be making you really aware of who you are, what feels good, and what is in tune with you. Obviously, Virgo, it is the healing sign, because you know how it goes all the way, and in Virgo, it's the termination of the self. So you really want to make sure that you are putting those crystals, and that you are, you know, asking for healing, or that you do a session, a meditation that night, because it's really going to be going that way. So see, all the days that we are having from now are extremely important. So make sure that this weekend you enjoy yourself, you go out with your loved ones. Make sure that by next week with the full moon you have brought in closure things that were bothering you, and making sure that you are ready for what's coming up. Also, from the 19th, what's going to happen, and that's why it's so important that you don't miss any days coming up, is that we are going to start being into the shadow of Mercury retrograde. So this is why all those days coming up until that full moon are so important. So I don't want you to miss any of those. Take them, you know, very seriously, analyze what's going on around you and all the signs and what you want to do, and taking the maximum advantage of all those aspects, because after that it will be time to actually slow down, not to sign any contracts. And that will be the real retrograde is between the 5th of March to the 31st of March. I hope I've got that right, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So during those days, really do not sign any contracts, or do not buy any electronics, or, you know, don't do things that are risky. It's not a time for that. You still have that time between the 18th, 19th, after the full moon, 20th, to kind of do all those contracts. But after that, because it goes, you know, it starts being in the shadow, it will slow down, and it's not the best time to plant your seeds, because things will also be born going slow, you know, and not working in your advantage. So those days coming up are crucial until the 19th and 20th for Australia. So it gives us just a little bit more time. So just make sure you organize all that, and that you are ready. And then March, you will be able to kind of slow down, finish your project, go back to the past, or have that period of time when you kind of resource yourself, you know. In Pisces, it's pretty much about healing as well, and living more with your emotions and things like that. But it definitely not, it will not be a time to actually move forwards with new projects. So to finish what you've started, yes, but not new things, as they wouldn't work out for you the way you would expect them to. So that's it. This is the catch up of the week. So make sure you do things right to bring you the maximum luck. And I see you next Monday. Thanks for listening. Bye everyone. Bye.